Hello everyone, welcome to Roots and Rhyme. Today we're going to be making simple fridge pickles. This is an easy recipe that does not require any canning and so delicious. Let's get started. First, we are going to start the brine, and we're going to start that by adding 3 cups of water. We're going to make 4 pint jars worth of pickles today. So this brine will fill that, and we're going to do 3 cups of vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and then I'm going to get the oven on, and I'm going to put it on a medium high heat while I'm adding this. And then we will need 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 4 tablespoons of kosher salt. I'm just using this Redmond's. Okay. So we have our brine. That's all we have to put in the brine. And I'm just going to stir it. And we're going to let it come to a boil and then let the sugar and salt dissolve into that. So while that's going, we are going to get started on filling the jars with all of the seasonings and cucumbers. We're going to take our 4 jars and start filling them with everything we need. We're going to start by putting some dill at the bottom of each jar, and I'm just going to take the stems off, but they can be left whole like this. I'm just going to do enough to cover the bottom of the jar. And now we are going to add 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds into each jar. And then 1 teaspoon of peppercorns into each jar. And we are going to do about a half of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in each jar. I am going to do 2 jars with overflowing half of a teaspoon. And then I'm going to do 2 jars with a little less. So these 2 will be spicier, these 2 will be less spicy. Okay, so we have all of our seasonings. Now we have to add garlic. Okay, we got our garlic all peeled, and I am going to do 5 cloves of garlic per jar. Okay, so we have 2 that are a little bit spicier, our 2 that are a little bit sweeter. And now I am going to start cutting up the cucumbers. I am going to do 1 of each in spears and 1 of each in chips. So these ones that are a little bit longer, I am going to do as chips, since they won't fit in the jar as nicely. Now I'm going to do each of these cucumbers into 4. I think that will be a good size. So just in half, and then in half again. It's okay if they're not perfect. And I am packing them in, but I'm not packing them too tight. If you use a wider mouth jar, it might be a little bit easier, but these have been working good for us. And we have chickens, so I am just going to give all of the ends to them. I don't like really having ends in my pickles, so it's a nice little treat for them. Perfect. And then I'm just going to save all the extra ones to have with lunches and such. This is the brand that I used for the cucumbers. So we are then packing our cucumbers. So now we're going to go back to the brine and see how that's looking. Here's my brine. Mine's pink because I used the Redmond salt, but if you use white salt, it will just be clear. And now I turned off the heat, and I am just going to let it cool for a little bit. Now I'm just going to put away my spices and get ready to put the brine into the jars. Okay, I'm going to do the spicy first. And I am going to get a marker. I'm just going to write spicy on these, and I don't have to put a date on them because we'll eat them fast enough that we won't have to worry about that. And I'm going to use a canning funnel But if you don't have one, you could just pour the brine into like a liquid measuring cup and do it that way. But since I have this, it's very convenient. I'm just gonna give this one more stir and pour. And make sure that you're letting the liquid get into all the spaces of the jar, because there probably will be air bubbles depending on how tightly you pack it. And then I am just going to dry them off. And now to the less spicy ones. Here we have our fridge pickles. We love these so much in our house, and they're so simple to make. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made these pickles, please let me know in the comments how they turned out for you. Enjoy!